This is about the most indebted period in the history of the world. I never thought I would see so much debt so quickly as we have seen in the last few months. So what we're really talking about is government debt, because no one expects governments to go bankrupt, although we all know that occasionally they do default. We've seen many cases of that, but certainly not, the United States or the UK or Spain or France. No one expects any of those countries to default anytime soon. But the way I think about debt is I use the debt to GDP ratio, because debt is not automatically a problem. It may be a problem or it may not be a problem. It all depends on how much income or output you have to service the debt. So just to give a simple example, let's say you have a credit card and you have a $50,000 balance on your credit card. You owe the bank $50,000. Is that a problem? Well, if you make $20,000, it's a big problem. You're probably going to go bankrupt. But if you make $200,000, you can probably, write a check and pay it off. So the answer as to whether the debt is a problem or not can only be thought about in relation to your income. And so I use the debt to GDP ratio. I say, how much debt does a country have? How much debt is outstanding? And how big is their GDP? And when you use that ratio, if you're at, say, 30% or even 40%, that's a comfortable ratio. Yes, you have some debt, but you also have, say, a strong economy, and your ability to service the debt by collecting taxes or other sources of revenue is very reasonable, and that debt level is sustainable. But when you get up to 60% happens to be the level under the Maastricht Treaty where the members of the European Union are not supposed to have debt in excess of 60% of their GDP. Now, many of them do. I'm not saying this is a hard and fast rule, but that's where Angela Merkel gets a little bit upset when you're above 60%. And Spain and France and some other, Italy certainly are above that threshold. But there's another threshold that's important, which is 90%. And 90% comes out of the research of Ken Rogoff and Carmen Reinhart. And what they've shown in developing markets, developed markets throughout the 20th century, recently in the distant past, no matter where they look, once a country gets above 90% debt to GDP, a couple of things happen. Number one, debt is no longer productive. The idea of borrowing is I'll borrow $1, I'll spend the $1, but I'll get $1.20 of GDP because I'll spend it on something, but then the recipient, he'll spend it, and then someone else will spend it. And by what's called velocity of the turnover of money, you'll actually get more than you borrow. That's Keynesian economics, very simplified version of it. But what Rogoff and Reinhart have shown is once you get past 90%, that's no longer true. You borrow $1 and you spend $1, but you might only get 90 cents or 80 cents of GDP. In other words, you reach a point where you cannot borrow your way out of debt. You cannot borrow your way to get enough productivity to get out of debt. And then you're sort of in a doom loop or a death spiral. Well, I mentioned 30% is comfortable, 60% is a problem in Europe, 90% is this critical threshold. The United States today is at 106%. But we are very rapidly moving to 120%. When you take the additional $5 trillion of new deficit spending that the Congress has approved and put that on top. And bear in mind, the GDP has gone down, right? So your denominator is shrinking, your numerator is going up, which means the fraction is going up. And now the debt is well in excess of 100%. It's actually coming into 120%. So all of a sudden, the United States starts to look like Italy, or for that matter, Lebanon. Japan is the highest. Now, the modern monetary theorists, MMT, modern monetary theory, whom I completely disagree with. I know a lot of them. I know Stephanie Kelton. She's a big brain. She's one of the thought leaders. She has a new book coming out. They say, so what? They say it doesn't matter, that you can take your debt to GDP ratio to not only 100%, but 200%, or in theory, even 300%. It just doesn't matter for two reasons. Number one, you can always print the money to pay off the debt. By the way, everything I'm talking about is different currency. If you're Argentina and you print pesos, but you're borrowing in dollars, that's a problem because you can't print dollars. But of course, the United States can print dollars. The ECB can print euros. Bank of Japan can print yen. That's secret debt. You just print up the money. What's the problem? And they have other solutions. If inflation starts to take off, that into and you get inflation and you think you can tax your way out of it, that doesn't sound like a very good way to go. But the bottom line is that all the countries, starting with the United States, but all the major developed countries, are now in these sky high and rising debt to GDP ratios. Now, the question is, what's going to happen next? Interest rates are extremely low. The central banks have made them low. So the debt service is not that great. The debt is huge. But if you're only paying, a fraction of 1%, it's not as if you're incurring a lot of interest expense, which of course adds to the deficit. So that's the first thing. We don't have inflation. People who say that, the money printing that the central banks are doing to buy the debt, which they are, is inflationary. That's not true. That's a kind of gross misunderstanding. It comes out of Milton Friedman, et cetera. It's not true. What does cause inflation is velocity, which is the turnover of money. People lose confidence in money and they spend it, and someone else gets it and they spend it. Everyone's spending it because they want to run into hard assets, land, gold, silver, fine art, real estate, et cetera, or just buy a car because they think the price is going up, or a refrigerator, whatever it is. If you get that kind of velocity, inflation can happen very quickly. And we saw this in the late 1970s. So the real warning is not that any of these countries are going to default on their debt. They're not going to default on their debt because they can print the money. The danger is inflation. Now, if you say, do I see inflation right now? Absolutely not. We're going to see deflation, which is a different kind of danger. Deflation causes debt defaults.
Japan has been trapping to that for 30 years.
Yeah, and Japan's been in a depression, in my view, since 1990. In my view, the U.S. has been in a depression since 2007. We're in our second lost decade. Japan's entering their fourth lost decade. But it's as if all the countries in the world are getting more and more like Japan. I had a meeting with Saki Kabara-san. He was very famous in the 1980s. He was known as...
Good morning, everybody. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Please help me share this link out. Send this link out to the Telegram groups, the Discord groups, just each and every single person. Today's call is actually very, very, it's going to be a deep dive. And it's going to be a lot of stuff to be talked about today. It's a lot of stuff that a lot of us are going to learn, including me, as we deep dive through this, because I kind of went a little surface level just to put the information together. I was just making sure. But the stuff that I've read, the things that I've seen in these documents from some of these central banks, when it comes to XRP and Ripple, is absolutely amazing. So I need you guys to please go over to the chats real quick and just promote real quick and let everybody know that today's call is really heavy on XRP news, data, and a lot of things that can really allow people to be able to continue to keep their faith in this asset, because I believe that's what it's really about, right? Some people have sold out on XRP, went over to Solana, went over to other networks, right? But I believe that that was a big mistake, okay? And these are the very last moments that people have to get it together. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, and we will get started in 2 minutes.
As Mr. Yen. He was an assistant finance minister in Japan, but he was called Mr. Yen. But very smart guy, very nice guy. And I confronted him on this. I said, Saki Kabara-san, your debt keeps going up and your debt to GDP ratio is sky high and your GDP is kind of flat. And he said, yes, but you're missing one thing. He said, our population is going down, which is true. So on an overall basis, they're flat, but on a per capita basis, their GDP is actually outperforming. So the logic of that is someday there'll be one person left in Japan and she will own the entire country and be the richest person in the world. Well, it's very bad for Argentina, and here's why. If you borrow in dollars and then we have deflation, what does that mean? It means the value of cash is going up, but it also means the value of the debt is going up. So even if you have very low interest rates, which we do, when you borrow in dollars and the dollar is worth more, that's what deflation is. Your dollar is worth more. That means your debt is also worth more, meaning you owe more debt in real terms. The nominal debt's the same. So if you borrow 100 million, you owe 100 million. That doesn't change. But if you have deflation, so that the 100 million is actually more valuable. This hasn't happened since the 1930s. People don't understand. No one alive has really lived through a strong deflationary period. A lot of us have experience with inflation. We had it in the United States in the late 70s, and you're right, Argentina's had it on multiple occasions, and we can name other countries. People have a sense of what to do in inflation, but no one alive has experienced serious deflation since the 1930s. And if you did, you were 95 years old today. So people don't really understand it. But one of the things it does, it makes the real value of debt go up. So in real terms, you owe more money. So if you were in trouble to begin with and you borrowed money to get out of trouble, but the value of the debt goes up. Now you owe more money. Now where do you stand? It may not show up in interest payments, but every dollar becomes more and more difficult to get. The dollar's worth more. So what it means is that you see a strong dollar. Now, your local currency could be weaker against the dollar. That's true. That could help exports. It could help tourism. If you have a really strong dollar, in theory, an American could, or European for that matter, could look at Argentina. I've been to Argentina many times. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and nice people, great restaurants. So, but it could look kind of like a bargain to somebody with a very strong currency. But that's not really Argentina's problem. Argentina needs more high-tech industry, more high value-added industry. It needs to break out of what's called the middle income trap, where you get to a certain point, but you can't get past that point because you can't just do it with assembly style manufacturing jobs. You need high value added jobs. You need technology is what you need. And all the developed economies are facing the same.
That applies to all of Latin America, Chile, Mexico, Colombia.
Correct, but it applies to most of Asia as well. This is China's problem. China's not going to continue the kind of growth we've seen over the last 20 years because they've used up that, when I studied development economics in the 1970s in graduate school, and we used to think that the hard part of development economics was getting from low income to middle income.
Let's get to it. Good morning, everybody. Hey, YouTube is jumping, Zoom is jumping, everything is jumping this morning. I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in to Coffee and Crypto. This is episode 222. I think I actually had some issues on the last episode where I kind of forgot. Let me turn to, man, these trades are coming in this morning. I'll tell you that. Trades are coming in. If you ain't making money with us, man, I don't know what's going on, especially if you got these accounts. Or if you got your own funding, you should definitely be tapping to trade. These trades have been going crazy, absolute nuts. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. I hope y'all are feeling as amazing as I'm feeling. Listen, it's Tuesday, meaning we got 2 more episodes. Hey, Mom. Oh, she on the, okay. She was, my mom is, my mom like to travel. Her and my dad, they be gone. So she in another country. She's somewhere on an island right now. They out there kicking it, Bitcoin to the moon. You know what I mean? Bitcoin to the moon. All right. So with that being said, good morning, everybody. I'm just stalling a little bit. I know still people hopping on. I see people hopping on the YouTube right now and stuff like that. So just want to give people a little more time because today's episode is extremely important. And, I told you all, please go and share this link, and maybe not even just share the link, but maybe just type, this one is extremely important, because it is. In that very first video, we didn't even get to watch the entire thing, but that was Jim Rickards, right? I recommend that everybody go and actually watch that video from Jim Rickards. Just came out 2 days ago. Really informative. He was talking about inflation versus deflation and how we've never seen this moment before. Everybody knows what to do during inflation, but what happens when we go into deflation? And so there's some uncharted territories, right? That we've never been in, that we are about to experience, coming up here very soon. So as I said, just go ahead and share this out. Let some people know today's episode is very important. I went on social media, told people to make sure they was on the YouTube channel. I see my boy, let me see, hold on. Let me go over to the YouTube real quick and see who all is, who all plugged in and tuned in. Yo, what up, Hammer? My boy. Hey, Skiggy in the building. Tuskegee in the building. Shout out to Skiggy. All right, definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today's show is worth it. If I could tell you anything, today's show is going to be worth your time, and it's going to be worth the next person's time. And I'm gonna try to go a little slow because I know a lot of people are just now getting really caught up. Like a lot of people still don't know what XRP is. And before we lose some of this weather, I think that I need to make some content out here in the streets, at least in Atlanta, and just show as to how many people don't know XRP and how many people actually are interested in crypto. Because anytime that someone asks me what I do, I tell them I'm a blockchain strategist. I'm into investing. I'm getting back into day trading and making money daily from my phone. These are skill sets. That I've been able to build over time, right? And so this part right here, I want y'all to hear from Jim Rickards before we move forward. Just from about a 20-second, 20 seconds of this video real quick, maybe less than 20 seconds, but listen to this right here.
Countries in the world, and nice people, great restaurants. So, but it could look kind of like a bargain to somebody with a very strong currency. But that's not really Argentina's problem. Argentina needs more high-tech industry, more high-value added industry. It needs to break out of what's called the middle income trap, where you get to a certain point, but you can't get past that point because you can't just do it with assembly style manufacturing jobs. You need high value added jobs. You need technology is what you need. And all the developed economies are facing the same.
That applies to all of Latin America, Chile, Mexico.
I need y'all listen. I need y'all to listen. I need y'all to hear that. Like all of these places, Chile, Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, these places, they need high-tech technology, and they know that. They know what is coming. They know the shift that is here, and they're all starting to get on board. They've been on board, but they're all starting to now come together, and work together in certain ways and advance these technologies while the U.S. is still taking, I won't say stifling. I'm going to say they're taking a conservative route, right? They're taking, right? They are taking a conservative route, family, a very conservative route into these new technologies, into blockchain, into DLT, but other countries, they are on a mission to increase their worth. And it can be done. Like the thing is, if we see countries, if we see central banks taking in gold, right? Like by boatloads. And we're going to look at the gold chart today, okay? Here on the call, we're going to look at Bitcoin chart today. We're going to do a comparison of gold and Bitcoin. Today's call is going to be very, very thorough, okay? This is the 222 episode. Someone 222 all over the interwebs real quick. 222. This is it. I'm going off today. I'm telling y'all. You better tell your friends and family to get here right now. Like right now. Right now. They better get here. Okay. So it's 10:17 right now. Okay. That's my angel number. And this is the 222 episode. That's two angel numbers. You know what I mean? That means it's about to get really nice. Now, first thing we're going to look at is coin market cap, and we want to look at where sentiment is right now. Every episode we look at sentiment, right? Very important part of crypto. And we've seen the sentiment rise up because we were in a fear, right? We were entering fear, now we're back neutral. So that to me is called consolidation, where you go from light fear to neutral, to light greed to neutral. That shows that we're just kind of consolidating in the market, right? Okay. You understand that just as much as looking at technical analysis, you can look at the fear and greed index and also be able to trade off of that to be able to see, okay, where is it? So like even in Forex, right, the foreign exchange market, you would take a look at the currency track, the currency meter, right? So the fear and greed index is the currency meter for the entire crypto market so that you can actually invest and trade better. Drop some coffees if you understand what I'm saying right now. Let me know what's good. Drop some coffees if you know what I'm saying right now. I need to make sure that we all connected. Are we good? Everybody good right now? Let's get it. Okay? Let's get it. Today's episode is sponsored by the Crypto Nerds. Okay? Today's episode is sponsored by the Crypto Nerds. Last episode was sponsored by the Crypto Nerds too. If you guys know. Nerds is the crypto with a K, with a Z. They may get accurate. You can look them up on YouTube as well, official channel. You can also look them up on Instagram. Look us up on Instagram. Look that channel up on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. We want to make sure you plug in because right now, I was sitting thinking about this morning. And here, I'll stop sharing. And I just want to highlight y'all real quick. I was thinking about something, and I was like, what we've built is something, it's a behemoth. That's the word. It's a behemoth. What do I mean by that? Family, we are in a time right now where you can come over to Coffee and Crypto and you can get data You can get information. You can get deep dives. You can get real rabbit hole content. You can deep dive. You can add value. You can unmute. You can ask to speak. Hey, I want to share this. This is an open platform for my Zoom family, right? So like as far as Zoom, open platform. You know what I mean? If you know something, let me know in the chat box. Okay, very special what we've built. Okay, this is, I call it doctoral level, master's level research that we're doing here into the future. Okay, all the stuff that we're learning right now, the world doesn't even comprehend it, and they don't even understand it yet. And we're so far ahead. We're going to be so far ahead of the curve when it comes to this information. There's other information too that, you know what I mean, that people can be up on. But in this context, we are going to be extremely, just out there. Okay. Now, on the other side, when we connect both, you have coffee and crypto for the you have coffee and crypto, right? For all of your news and updates. Then you have the trading calls right here at the Crypto Nerds. We have trading calls as well, family, right? And you can now make money now. That's the special part. You can start getting paid right now. And I was thinking, we're going to get rich twice. We're going to get extremely rich. I'm going to call it rich from trading. Okay. We're going to get rich from trading. Okay. It's going to happen. If you stick with this long enough and you don't give up, you'll finally find a strategy. If you do it every day, you'll finally find a strategy that just clicks. For me, it's RPS, rock, paper, scissors. I've been going crazy, right? It clicks because it's just that simple. Okay. Now, if we turn around and we take a look at the long-term investment side, which is kind of what we focus on over here as well on this call. Now you have, you've gotten rich from trading, but now you get wealthy from your long-term assets, from your long-term holdings. This is what it's all about. Okay. So if you're on this call right now, you are very blessed. If you've been connecting in, you are very blessed. If you've been learning this, it doesn't matter. If you've been learning these skill sets, no matter what market, you are extremely blessed because you are ahead of the curve. So let's go ahead and dive into episode 222. It's now 10:22. So I felt like, that it just all makes sense. Okay. It all makes sense. Drop a 222 in the chat box if you feel me. Now, very first video that I got to drop today on your tune top is this video right here. Okay. This is the greatest video that was ever made about XRP. We've showed it here multiple times, and I gotta regurgitate and bring this video back one time because it's very important based on all the information that we're going to talk about XRP and Ripple today. Drop an XRP if you invested.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple, who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America. Ripple, who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve. Ripple, a former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager manager BlackRock's digital asset division, Ripple, leading Australia's CBDC effort, Ripple, who hired a former Treasury of the United States, Ripple, 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board, Ripple, 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team, Ripple, who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website, Ripple. Does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, but they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan.
Ha ha. Drop an XRP if you're invested. Ha ha. You know what I mean? This is the ha ha moment episode. You know what I mean? Drop a ha ha in the chat box. You know, that's what I would recommend, dropping a ha ha in the chat box, you know, because this is the ha ha episode. All right. Oh, we going deep today, y'all. I don't know where the nerds are today, but we about to go in. All right. Now, before I even show anything else, I got something that I didn't bring up. So let me go over to X real quick. You know what I mean? And let me pull up some out my bookmarks, because I just want to make sure that we have a full, thorough moment of what. So you know, all new people and people that's just now getting really plugged into asset class, you know, they can know what's going on real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I know I saved this. Did I not? Okay. Watch this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's see if we can find it real quick. See if we can find that video real quick. So play this quick video. So you heard inside of the video that we just watched, they talked about Ripple, all the people that they hired, right? Who's on their board. And they talked and they said something briefly about the 43rd Treasurer of the United States being on the board of Ripple. So I just wanted to play this quick video real quick so you can hear from her mouth what she said in regards to Ripple, XRP, and why she joined the board.
When you think about the intergenerational wealth transfer that's going to go on, what do you think about?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And if you're only thinking about it now, you're behind the 8 ball. The train has left the station. I keep saying that, and it's absolutely true, especially when it comes to this topic. So what people need to realize about intergenerational wealth is it's already happening, right? So we're talking about kind of, so the boomers, which is my generation, you know, we have the most discretionary income. But this next generation, basically, you know, the millennials, although it's pretty much anyone born in the mid-90s and later, you know, are going to inherit this opportunity to really think about investments in a totally different way. So when you think about those generations, so technically, you know, the millennials or anyone born between 1980 and 1996. But again, look, my son's 26, my daughter's 21. I call them the Robin Hood investor, right? But in reality, you know, these are kids who grew up with the internet, right? So anyone who's grown up with the internet, they see the world as very flat. It's no longer what they're taught at home or what they're taught in the classroom. It's what they see. It's what they've learned, the good, the bad, the ugly of the internet. They're very tech savvy, they're very confident, but they don't have the experience that perhaps a lot of wealth managers, financial analysts, managers, etc. need to understand about investments. So for me, you know, it was very important that I get into their heads. My daughter's 21, my son is 26.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Daughter's 21, my son is 26. When I left the Obama administration in 2016, after serving both terms, I studied kids at Harvard. And I really want to understand kind of the social, political, economic way that they think and how they behave. And for them, you know, it's kind of this one and done world, right? It's set it and forget it. Right. Technology means everything to them. They're very, very confident. They're very progressive and they're very savvy. But again, they lack a lot of the world experience that my generation still has. So even here now in this economic downturn, this unprecedented economic downturn, this is where, in my opinion, the wealth management industry has a huge opportunity. It's longer about taking them to dinner. It's really kind of think about how to use technology and information in a totally different way. So if you're not already on their app, on their phone, and that's how they access information, if you're not already there, no, you're behind.
All right. So you heard from the 43rd Treasurer of the United States, and by a flex, her name, you could pull out a $120, $50 bill out your pocket right now, and I guarantee you, her name, Rosie Rios, is probably on the bottom left-hand side. Okay. You can probably guarantee that. Okay. So that's who you just heard from. Her, she is on the board of Ripple. She already told you what it was, and the train has left the station. And guess what? I wanted to share this video because crypto giants Coinbase and Ripple pour $146 million into the 2024 election. And this is live on CNBC endorsing Ripple.
Half of all the corporate money being pumped into this year's election is coming from the crypto industry, according to a new report from the nonprofit watchdog group Public Citizen. Now, the sector, which has been under high scrutiny by the Biden administration, is outspending big oil and banks this cycle, with Koch Industries in a distant second place in terms of corporate contributions. Heavyweights like Coinbase, Ripple, and VC firm Andreessen Horowitz, which has a sizable crypto book, have collectively given more than $146 million with the goal of trying to get candidates who are friendly to the industry into office.
All right. Very, very important. Okay. You can make a lot happen. All right. Can you guys see everything that's going on? The screens and everything. I want to make sure we're good here on Zoom, over on YouTube. Y'all good? Just light me up one time if everything is good. All right. Just light me up one time. I was all to make sure I'm tapped in, plugged in. All right. Thank you, LA. Appreciate it, LA. Yep. Let's go. All right. Appreciate it, Mary. All right. Cool. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it, TJ. All right. Appreciate it, Ray. All right. So let's get it. So next up, this is a very important moment. I don't want to skip over this, right? It's a very important moment in where we are right now with the crypto industry. Crypto giants, Ripple being in the conversation is extremely important because where we're headed, okay, is to the moon. All right. This is big. Crypto is influencing. Donald Trump just keeps getting up there talking about crypto, talking about this. Like it's amazing. It's really dope to see, y'all. And the reason why is because I've been investing in this space since like 2018. I bought my first crypto I think, in 2018. 2018, yeah. All right. Now, I got a lot of slides to go through on this one, so we're gonna take it easy. But this is really leading us into the rest of the conversation. Okay. Now, this is from FedNow. Okay. Nate Parrish of First Citizens State Bank. Okay. We accelerated our FedNow service adoption because we knew that instant payments would take off. Okay. And we wanted to offer these payments to our customers as soon as possible. Okay. This is from Fed Payments Improvements Twitter. Okay. Now that's First State Bank. Okay. That said that. Now the rest of this we're gonna hear from Smoke Dog or Smoke DQ. Yeah, Smoke Dog. Okay, who does drop some really dope stuff. That's why I follow him. Okay, now he said instant payments is gearing up to take off in the US and FedNow will be the spark. As always, it's laid out in the documentation. Focus on the facts. After FedNow reaches 50% adoption nationwide, y'all, there will be a greater justification to suddenly get connected to the network. Number two, at the current rates of adoption, FedNow connectivity in the US will be at 50% among banks and credit unions at the end of 2024. Now, y'all remember, anybody remember this company right here? I know TJ Patterson does, right? I know TJ Patterson remembers this one. I know my coffee and crypto family remember this one. Anybody know about Bank Social? Oh, I'm giving y'all a gem right now. You know what I mean? I'm giving y'all a gem real quick. I ain't never even talked about this one. This is something that we talk about, but it's amazing, right? This is called Bank Social. They're built on Hedera hash graph. Y'all know my heart and my love for Hedera. The evolution of finance on blockchain technology. Hold on now. Hold on now. So the who. Let's go to the who. Who we are. Okay. They call themselves eclectic. They're an eclectic company. Okay. Give me, hold on. The what? That's where we're supposed to go. Let's see who they serve. Who do they serve? Hold on. They serve credit unions, but I want to show y'all. You know what I mean? That's basically why I'm stalling. I want to show y'all, but they basically are a service for credit unions. I have to go in here and find it somewhere on here. But basically, what Bank Social does is they serve credit unions all around the world, right? And here it is right here, y'all. Solutions, credit union solutions. Future-proof your credit union for open banking, co-branded wallet, real-time payments, self-custody exchange. Oh, okay, VO. You cooking now. Now let's go back. At the current rates of adoption, FedNow connectivity in the US will be at 50% among banks and credit unions at the end of 2024. I can't make this stuff up. Number 3, federal representatives are counting on FOMO, fear of missing out in the financial community regarding FedNow adoption. Okay. Now let's keep pushing back. I'm not going to dive into all of these documents. Okay. Now, he said, I don't think it's generally understood how close we are to widespread use of FedNow. We're at the end of 2024. Okay. We're already there. Look up network effects. That's about to happen. He said, look up network effects. That's about to happen. Now let's go over the network effects real quick. Okay. Major confirmation directly. This is like a bunch of different posts that he's posted over time that I've been able to just go back on. And it was really interesting with me reading all this stuff. Okay. So he said major confirmation directly from Ripple. In the next year, FedNow will be everywhere. In a recently released 2024 document titled Trends in Regional Payments, Ripple delves into various payment systems with FedNow being a key focus. The document clearly states that within the next year, networking effects associated with the adoption of FedNow will begin to manifest. In their own words, Ripple defines networking effects as everyone will be on it because everyone is on it. Everyone will be on it because everyone is on it. You feel me? So I apologize, y'all. I don't know what happened, but yeah, my my phone. I don't even know what your password is. I don't know. Everything went out. Am I good? Damn, man. That's crazy. I apologize, y'all. That's crazy. My bad. Yeah. I think we still live streaming though. We still live directed in full effect. Hey, can we just go to the chats real quick and tell everybody to hop back on? My bad. I don't know what happened. I've been dealing with some technology issues lately, and I'm trying to figure it out. But it's been hectic. So I'm sorry about that, y'all. I think we are still live though, which is good. Hopefully we didn't lose everybody. Hopefully we didn't lose everybody. Y'all still with me? We still live. Y'all still on? Okay. All right, say no more. Let's go. So can we just go to the chats real quick? Can y'all help me so I don't have to use my phone? Can y'all help me real quick? Just let everybody know that we're back live. Can y'all just drop it in the chats real quick? And we're gonna keep going like it never happened. You know what I mean? Because this is what entrepreneurship is all about. It's about surfing. It's about surfing. You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to surf it, man. You guys, I don't even know, man. That junk messed me up just now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That junk messed me up, y'all. So, but it's all good though. Let's keep it going. So, what I was talking about was with Ripple, okay? With Ripple, there's this document that came out in 2024 called the Trends in Regional Payments. Okay, called Trends in Regional Payments. Let me make sure y'all can see my screen. Okay, we're good. Okay. Inside the evolving global payments landscape. Inside of this document, it talks about in the next year, we are likely to see the networking effects, everyone's on it because everyone's on it, begin to manifest itself in North America. FedNow launch and impact, okay? It's toward the middle of 2023, the United States Federal Reserve launched the FedNow service to modernize the national payment system and enable faster and more efficient and more secure domestic transactions. The instant payment infrastructure is available to US-based depository institutions and allows individuals and businesses to send their instant payments. Is the FedNow system. This is what's rolling in, but we got more. Okay, we're not done. We got more. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, this is why I really rock with like the people like, who's for you is for you, man. You gotta realize that, man. Like the people that's gonna rock with you, they gonna rock with you. Like I came back and y'all was like an army, like y'all didn't move, like real army stuff. You know what I mean? That really touched me because I expected everybody to be gone. Like I really did. Like I was like, dang, man, I probably lost the whole audience. So I'm just grateful for the people who, really rock with our show, really rock with the crypto nerds here, really rock with what we're doing here at Coffee and Crypto and what we're building. And, always here to, support us. I really want to say thank you. Okay. With that being said, benefit from network effects. As the use of XRP grows, network effects will persuade clients to use the Ripple network over the Swift network. XRP will increase, leading to an increased price. Okay, this is not fake. Read this right here. Okay, Ripple's blockchain strategy. Ripple was able to start with a clean from scratch. It used specific blockchain features to craft its disruptive application. Okay. Now, in summary, Ripple addressed a major use case. customer dissatisfaction with costly, opaque, and slow cross-border remittances, and used blockchain to create its faster, secure, and lower cost applications. Okay, so XRP, as XRP use grows, meaning as more users are using this through the network effect. What's the network effect? Everybody will be using it because everybody is using it. And you know what's most important? They left out of that to me. Everybody will be using it because everybody will be using it, but everybody won't even know they're using it. That on the show, all these years, it was the Swift network. I didn't know that before I got on this show. I didn't know that. So I knew that majority of people don't know that. So why would they know anything about XRP or Ripple? So I'm gonna keep going back. Now I'm gonna play this quick video right here, okay? Because this is the flywheel effect, which is the result of the network effect. So listen up.
As more people provide liquidity, the price
Hey, we still lit. Hey, look, like for real, y'all, we are still lit. Can you keep it over there? Please. Keep it over there. I gotta make it through this show. I gotta make it through this show, man. Can y'all hear me? Drop some coffee if we good, man. Golly. Hey, we not stopping at this point. I don't care what it takes. We getting through this show, all right? It's hey, the forces is trying to take us out, man. Can y'all hear us right now? Let's go. Hey, I don't care. Let's get it, man. You can't, hey, they can't stop me even if they wanted to stop me. We've been through this too many times. They took my last YouTube channel. You feel me? Only other thing they got is to take the Wi-Fi away. You know what I mean? That's the only thing they can do. The only way they can stop me is to take the Wi-Fi away. Ain't that crazy? Now, I wanna run past y'all real quick. We're gonna keep going, okay? I'm gonna run past y'all real quick. This real quick, okay? Because at this point, I believe I'm kind of all over the place now because I lost my train of thought. But this is what I'm gonna play right quick, okay? Just to bring us back. Just to bring us back. Okay. Now, there's a company called Bitso. Okay, Bitso is an XRP partner. You know, XRP has these payment service providers or PSPs, right? Now, Bitso is connected to the PIX Faster Payments Network, which is basically Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, and Argentina's. Okay, those countries again. Okay, there go those countries again. But PIX is their FedNow system. Okay, so I'm about to play this quick video so y'all can hear what they said, and then we're gonna dive into some documents.
With this tool, we're enabling use cases like real-time transfers. Imagine, receive a PIX. You want to convert this and do EFX, even like EFX, you close FX with a bank, it's possible through our APIs, you close this trade. If you're a Web3 company that one of our customers, they have stable coins on their wallet, if they want to convert this to reais and do automatic payout, this is possible. So this is what enables this technology. I think we have one question here. Do you use the Ripple or which platform for the cross-border payments? You want to answer this, Andres, or I can answer as well? So Ripple is a partner of ours. So we do partner with them in Mexico to do a bunch of those transactions, and it could be XRP, that's their native token, could be USDT. But all the transactions, they go through our platform at Bitso, the same way that Andres showed you, Ernesto. So if you have an account at Bitso, you receive your USDT, XRP, you do a trade, and then if you connect to our SPAY in Mexico, you can do payouts. And the same logic would work in Brazil, Colombia, and Argentina.
All right. So now I want to go over because this was the Banco. So this is Banco Central do Brazil. This is the Central Bank of Brazil. Okay, this is their actual website. And as you can see, they're powered by PIX. Okay, again, PIX is the instant payment ecosystem for Brazilians. Okay, this is what they use already, the same way that we're going to be using FedNow. Okay, now I went over to a document for the Banco Central do Brazil, okay, and they talk about the IPFA and best practices in cross-border payments exchange. And in here, the discussion, they talked about foundations of the IPFA. The IPFA is what you'll see. It's the International Payments Framework Association. That's what that stands for. Okay, so this is going to give you the next steps, the foundation, the next steps, goals, right? This is their values. They have a collaborative working model. Assistance available for mapping between ISO 20022, which if you've been on this show, you know what that is, okay? Very important to see that, okay? Their governance, they're established as a U.S. not-for-profit association in February 2010, okay? It's ran by a CEO, has a board of directors. I wonder who those directors are, just in my mind, you know, but I'm pretty sure, obviously, it's very important people. They support bi-directional credit transfers in USD Euro, USD GBP, and USD CHF. And these are the primary members, right? A bunch of banks Okay, you can see all these different banks and Federal Reserves and all this different stuff. But what was really interesting to me was when I went down to look at the IPFA affiliated members. If you look right here, they have Ripple Labs as well as Swift. Hold on now. So they have Ripple Labs, okay, as well as Swift directly on here. Clear to Pay, all of these different companies are listed on here. So really interesting to see Ripple on that document. There's a second document as well, which I was diving into last night. Unfortunately, because of the technical difficulties, I'm not going to have enough time to go through all of this stuff. However, this was a document that was created through the Banco Brazil again, okay? Distributed Ledger Technical Research in Central Bank of Brazil. And when I went and looked for Ripple, okay, Ripple was talked about 7 times in this document. Okay, Ripple was listed 7 times in this document. And if you were able to go through some of these, through this document and go through some of these things, you would see that, they also talk about among this plethora of new technology, some noteworthy projects must be briefly described: Ethereum, Hyperledger, which we know is XLM, Quorum, and Corda. And then they talk about Ripple. So these are the main companies that these central banks are looking at using. Okay. I got a quick video to show right here. I can't leave the episode without showing this. Honestly, I might re-record this whole episode, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, it was just too many technical difficulties. So I'm gonna just finish. I'm gonna get through it. But I really want to re-record this episode. So I probably will go live again and do something that's shorter and just go back through all of these tabs again, because this stuff was very important, y'all. And I don't want people to miss out on it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an executive decision because of all of the technical difficulties. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna re-record this. Like I said, we're gonna re-record this video. I'm gonna go live again. I'm gonna actually do it tomorrow. I'm going to do an impromptu tomorrow. I'm going to go set up at one of the studios here in Atlanta, and I'm going to go ahead and re-record this entire thing underneath a stronger Wi-Fi network until I figure out what's going on here at my space here in Atlanta. So with that being said, I want to say thank y'all so much for sticking to this call. I know that it was rough, especially for the 222, but we still stay true to it. So thank y'all so much. If there's anybody that has anything, you can feel free to unmute. Y'all already know, if you got anything that you wanted to say, feel free to unmute your line. And I've just turned it on where you can just unmute yourself. So if you got anything, feel free to unmute. If you got anything you want to share, any news, any good news, you know what I mean, please, testimonies, please feel free to unmute and share.
Gotta just call it the summary call. It's the summary call, or it's the summary podcast, because everything you're saying is what you've said before. It's all documented. It's all on these podcasts. You've been saying this
All
for.
righty. Oh, wait. I think Billy talking. Billy, you there?
Yeah. I was
Hey,
saying you need to just call it the summary podcast, because everything you're saying today is what you said in the past.
Yeah.
It's like you just you're going to the table of contents and you're going back 2 years. I guess 2 years, right?
Yeah, Billy.
And I like to see your other podcast, the one we started on. You said it was called something different on YouTube. The ones you lost, kind of, and when they
Oh no,
screwed you around.
yeah, the other channel.
So it's like all that
Yeah,
news. You can prove yourself right there from what research you brought up in the past. You said it all before, Vincent Owens. You know what I'm saying? You said it all
yes, sir.
before. You're showing it to us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll hush,
Just
but I'm
no, you're
intrigued.
good. No, here we go. I actually got the this is the old channel right here. Let me actually share my screen. Funny thing. This is the old channel right here. Hold on. This is the old. Look at this, y'all. number, this is the old channel. Look at this. Wow. Episode 82, 76.
Can you drop that in the chat? I can
Oh,
copy
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to go back and look at some of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me actually just figure out how to get to the actual channel because I want to go to let me go to the actual channel really fast. Yep, there.
All right, I'm gonna mute out. Thanks, man.
Oh, no problem. Here we go. Copy. And there you go. There's the old channel right there. But yeah, y'all. Man, look at it. Wow. Episode 5 is crazy. Look, we got to go through memory lane. What was we doing then? I don't even know. I don't even know where I was at then. Let me see. We still have backgrounds.
All right, perfect. So welcome to episode 4 in crypto. I'm your boy Vincent Owens, host of this call each and every single Tuesday and Thursday. Get your minds, spirit, everything right. XDC is the coin. All right, XDC.
This was in what year? This was exactly what Billy said. This was 2 years ago. This was 2 years ago, y'all. 2 years ago. Right? So that's pretty lit. But anyway, appreciate you, Billy. So yeah, y'all have an amazing day. And I'm going to re-record 222. I'm probably going to delete the one that we just had, the blooper, and I'm going to re-record it. So y'all can join me tomorrow, Wednesday. I will be announcing the time and stuff inside the chats. And we're going to tap in tomorrow. We're just going to do Wednesday, Thursday. It's just going to be coffee and crypto all week this week, man, at this point. So I appreciate